New York City.
New York City.
Fly ball, deep left field. There it goes. See ya. His 400th career home run.
Today is Tuesday, September 5th, and the Yankees were back in the Bronx to take on the Tigers. Gerrit Cole was on the mound looking to continue his Cy Young season, and we got the Bronx debut of Jasson Dominguez. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Oh yes. Just when we thought we were out, they pull us back in. How's it going, everybody? We got a good game to recap tonight. But first, I want to talk a little bit about Anthony Rizzo. We found out before the game that Anthony Rizzo is going to be out for the season. Yankees are shutting him down. And to me, that's a big deal because it means the Yankees are not going to know what they have at first base until next year. What happens if he doesn't recover correctly? What happens if he can't hit next season? What happens if he starts 4 for 40 next April? To me, this underscores the need to go shopping for some contingency plans at first base and other areas this offseason. Also means you need another lefty bat because you can't count on Rizzo. So this, amidst the win streak, this news about Rizzo was mostly forgotten. We hadn't seen him or thought about him in a while. But it's big that he's going to be out for the rest of the year. And it's one of the reasons I continue to like the idea of Cody Bellinger, 28 years old, can move to first base if needed. I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. But in the words of Bob Seger, we've got tonight, baby. No Austin Wells in the starting lineup because Gerrit Cole was on the mound, and they're still kind of easing the transition. Once again, very good performance from Gerrit Cole with Ben Rortvedt. Also had the home debut of Jasson Dominguez. Got off to a bit of a slow start, but got a big hit late in the game. I tell you what, that's the second time in a row he's gotten a big hit late in the game. So maybe he's got a little bit of that clutch gene in him. Speaking of the kids, we also got the confirmation on the Michael Kay show today that Brian Cashman didn't even want to call up the kids. He didn't want to call them up. Neither did the analytics people that Hal Steinbrenner has said he's going to review. This was an entirely Hal Steinbrenner move to get the kids up. If it were up to Brian Cashman, let me reiterate, Josh Donaldson was going to be our third baseman tonight, and our starting center fielder would have still been Harrison Bader. But Hal Steinbrenner stepped in and overruled him, which I find very, very interesting. Hal doesn't do that very much. He doesn't overrule Brian Cashman. I'll tell you what, if this group of kids goes on a run in September, Cashman's going to have some explaining to do. Now, Cashman is responsible for drafting Austin Wells. He's responsible for recommending the signing of Jasson Dominguez. But he didn't want to play him. So I just find it very interesting. Yankees got off to a good start tonight. DJ LeMahieu been swinging the bat very well. Opposite field, home run to lead off the game.
There it goes. That ball is high. It is gone.
Mr. November, quote of the night so far, says, "Starting to come together, Pepper. Starting to come together." From Major League. Love it. 69 and 69 for the Yankees, by the way. Very nice. After that, things were pretty quiet for the next, 4 or 5 innings. By the way, DJ, completely different hitter in the second half, driving the ball again. So, you have to pencil him as being back on the roster next year. I don't know if he's going to start every day. We're going to talk about more about what the blueprint's going to look like next year. But I think you're going to see Peraza. I think he continues to impress with the glove, the arm. Tough night at the dish tonight, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, hitting 156. But, he's probably going to be the third baseman in waiting, so I think you're probably going to start DJ at third base, and if he falters, then Peraza might get the shot. Kerry Carpenter had a couple of hits tonight. He picked up a leadoff broken bat triple in the top of the 6th inning. That was his second hit of the game. And there's something interesting about Kerry Carpenter, and that is that he has the exact same external hitting coach as Aaron Judge. So just like Aaron Judge, he came up, had a cup of coffee. It was okay. But then he went and saw this guy, Teacher Man. That's what he's called, Teacher Man. And reconfigured his swing. He talked about it on Foul Territory. And now he's having an outstanding rookie season, hitting about 290 with 20 home runs and a 135 OPS plus. So when we talk about moves the Yankees should make this offseason, I think you got to get Spencer Jones working with that guy at all costs. See if you can accelerate him to be the lefty version of Aaron Judge. Probably not going to be Judge 2.0, but even if he's Judge 0.5, that would be amazing. Anyway, Carpenter scored on a base hit from Miguel Cabrera to tie up the game at 1. Garrett Cole was done after 6. Final line, 8 hits, 1 run, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Another outstanding performance from our ace. Now 13-4 with a 2.90 ERA on the season. Bottom 6, Aaron Judge to walk to lead off the inning. He walked 3 times tonight. And then we got the first right-handed at bat from Jason Dominguez in his career. He bounced into a fielder's choice. But 2 batters later, Giancarlo picked him up.
No run for Stanton.
This night is a wrecking machine. The ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball.
451 feet, 117 mile an hour exit velocity, 400th home run of his career. Congrats to Big G. That gave the Yankees a 3-1 lead. Ended up being the winning runs and secured the win on the mound, the stat for Garrett Cole. 4th quickest ever to get to 400. Only McGuire, Ruth, and Aaron got there. McGuire, Ruth, and Aaron. Yeah, I think that's what they said. Got there quicker. And, McGuire, obviously the steroids. So, how much does that really count? It'll be interesting to see if he can get to 500 home runs. He's essentially been a 200 hitter for the last 2 seasons. And, he's not going to revamp his swing at this point in his career. Like a boxer, the power's the last thing to go. So I think he'll be back next year. I think the Yankees need to have a solid contingency plan at the DH position. Because the odds that he can stay healthy for the whole season are slim to none. Every year he has something with his leg. So you got to count on that April, May window, him not being in the lineup. And that's just the way it is. Or him not running, which I'm fine with. But I think he'll be back. I don't think you're going to be able to unload him. I would personally have Gleyber Torres ready to shift into the second base or shift from second base to DH should he go down. And then you just slot in the loser of the competition for third base, whether it's Peraza, whether it's DJ LeMahieu, and that kind of covers you. But the Yankees definitely need to make some offensive upgrades this winter. Good 7th inning for Tommy Kahnle. Good 8th inning from Johnny Loizaga. Bottom 8, Aaron Judge led off the inning with a walk. That was his 3rd walk of the game. And then Jason Dominguez ripped a line drive double into the gap. First hit in Yankee Stadium. Next batter was Gleyber Torres, and he ripped a 2-run double into the corner to blow the game open. He then proceeded to get picked off a second base, and that is Gleyber Torres in a nutshell. Yankees hang on to win their 4th straight, and they are now 69-69.
Baba Booey.
Ball game over. Yankees
Nice. All right. right, so a lot of belt candidates tonight. Absolutely great outing from Garrett Cole. Another good night from DJ LeMahieu, and Gleyber Torres drove in 2 runs. First hit in pinstripes for the Martian, but Big G with number 400. He is your belt winner.
Belt winner.
Hector Cruz says, who will be the catching duo next year? That's a great question. I've actually been thinking a lot about that today because I'm kind of putting together my blueprint. I've had to rework the postmortem somewhat just because of the arrival of the kids. So I'm kind of putting together my blueprint for, how to get us back to the top or at least get us back into the playoffs. And when you start thinking about roster construction, you need that left-handed bat of Austin Wells. You need it. But, Jose Trevino, great glove, platinum glove winner. You kind of want him to be the backup, I think, Problem is he doesn't really hit that much. Is he going to hit much next year? Probably not, especially with irregular playing time. Ben Rortvedt seems to work really well with Garrett Cole, also a left-handed hitter, but doesn't hit anything. He is hitting 109. 109. How is that even possible? We've won 4 in a row, but we still got some low averages in this lineup. Volpe, 0 for 3 tonight. He's down to 217. Pereira at 143. Peraza, 156. And Rortvedt, 109. Pereira did have a base hit tonight, at least, single. Jeannie, with the super chat, says, love the show. Bellinger was bad last 2 years, is outperforming his maybe his average stats. Spot Track values him at 5,120. His agent is Boris, so probably looking for 8,200. What do you think? I think 8 is realistic for him. He's 28 years old, which means an 8-year contract will take him through his age 36 season. Now, because he is a deadly left-handed bat, I don't mind that. We've had some lefties later on in their careers that have continued to hit. Johnny Damon, later in his career, hit fine at Yankee Stadium. Paul O'Neill hit fine at Yankee Stadium. I'm trying to think. Tino Martinez, when he came back in, I want to say 2005, had that long home run streak of like 5 or 6 games. I remember being at one of those. Maybe number 5. I think Chim-Ning Wong was on the mound. Anyway. Before I get lost in my memories, my fond memories of a 97 win team, it's important to, have that deadly left-handed bat. And if Rizzo's going to be out, there's not a lot of them available. So Bellinger is somebody I would definitely consider. Tommy C says, the best thing for the Yankees was George Steinbrenner's lifetime ban. George must go, was in quotes. He was making terrible decisions and needed a long break. Now it's Cashman's turn. Indefinite power never works. Thank you for the dono. I think that the fact that Hal Steinbrenner is overruling Cashman for the first time in, recallable memory, I think it's important. It shows that Hal is his own man and he's not, just absent-mindedly signing off on whatever Cashman's doing. He recognized the value of the brand was going down. All right, let's take a look at the highlights. But first, we are going to talk about our sponsor, Game Time. NYY Recaps is sponsored by the Game Time app, fastest-growing app for last-minute tickets in the world. They have rainout prevention, job loss prevention. You can view your seats from your phone. You just hold it up and pan. Technology is ridiculous these days, guys. I just used it a couple of times myself. Found out that one of my friends was going to be at Yankee Stadium the Friday before Pete's event, and I was going to be there, but I didn't have an extra ticket for him, so I just went and got 2 fresh tickets. So instead of sitting down the third base line, we're going to sit right behind home plate in the upper deck. That'll be kind of fun. But Game Time came through in the clutch. It was only about like $20 for 2 tickets. Great deals. Use the code NYY Recaps for $20 off of your first purchase. Game Time. Lowest price on last-minute tickets guaranteed. What a swing by Dominguez, by the way. I liked what Paul O'Neill said about and we can look at this again. We'll just watch the highlights, see the home run by LeMahieu. Paul O'Neill was saying that when he hits the ball, he's not pulling off the ball and trying to lift and separate, which is what you see from so many hitters in this Yankee lineup. In particular, guys like Giancarlo Stanton trying to just demolish the base. Gleyber Torres trying to demolish the baseball, swinging as hard as they can. Dominguez is swinging through the baseball. It's more of a line drive stroke. Now, Stanton maybe is the wrong example because he does hit line drives, but there's a lot of guys in this lineup. One example, just to, the perfect example really is Bowers, Jake Bowers. Jake Bowers has a lift and separate swing from the left side, which is why you can beat him up and in. Even Oswaldo Cabrera, same way, lift and separate. Dominguez is a guy who goes through the baseball, and we're going to take a look at it right here. This is a little cutter out over the middle of the plate, and he just lines it right back. Look how level. Through the baseball, and then Gleyber, nice piece of hitting. And Gleyber, to be fair, has been a little bit better this year. He's not quite falling over as much as he had in the past. Jeannie says, advanced. ADV is short of advanced. Do you think signing Bellinger to something like 8 for 200 would preclude us from going after Soto, especially if Belly plays poorly? I don't think the Yankees are going to sign Soto. I think Soto wants $400 or $500 million. Here's kind of the realistic way that I look at it. I think you sign Bellinger to play center field with the plan on shifting Dominguez to left, or you sign Bellinger to play left field, straight up. And Pereira becomes your fourth outfielder. We've seen him play all over the field. He can play center, he can play right, so he becomes your fourth outfielder. In the event that Anthony Rizzo doesn't hit, let's say we get a month into the season, he's hitting 128 with no power, and it's clear that he's not the same guy. At that point, you move Bellinger to first base, Pereira takes over in left field, Dominguez remains in center, and then you've got Jones, who's your number one prospect in the minor leagues, getting at bats, and you're hoping that he can advance. And if he advances and is on that same kind of track that, Dominguez and Volpe were on, maybe by the end of next season, he's in left field if Pereira's not hitting. If Pereira is hitting, even better. Then you've got two options. You've got a good young right-handed hitter that you can deal at the deadline for a piece that you need with Jones waiting in the wings, or you've got Jones, a former number one draft pick who's basically a left-handed Aaron Judge. I don't think they'll trade him. I think they'd probably trade Pereira first, but you got options at this point. The Yankees have got to have a contingency plan for Rizzo. They got to have a contingency plan for Giancarlo also. I do like Soto, but again, going to be $400, $500 million, and I just don't see. You got a lot of people saying I'll take Soto over Cody, but you're also, if you do that, you're wasting another year of Judge's prime, of Garrett Cole's prime, without that big left-handed bat that we need. Now, maybe you can go out and trade for Juan Soto, but you're going to probably have to trade Dominguez. And I know you guys don't want to do that. Or you're going to have to trade Jones, or both. Won't be as much now because there's only 1 year of control, but also the Padres have let it be known that they have no intention of dealing Juan Soto. So I wouldn't count on it. Let's take a look at the box score. We haven't looked at it yet. Obviously, discrepancy in the hit column. Detroit out-hit the Yankees 9-6, but the Yankees won 5-1. Nice job preventing damage from Garrett Cole despite the 8 hits. No walks. You can give up walks or you can give up hits. You can't give up both and win the game. LeMahieu 1 for 4. Judge 1 for 1 with 3 walks. OPS over 1,000. Dominguez 1 for 4 in his limited action 4 games. 882 OPS. Torres 1 for 4. 2 runs batted in, hitting 272. Stanton with the home run at 205. 729 OPS. I also posted a lineup tonight for next year. I think Stanton could benefit from dropping to 7th in the order next year. And we'll talk about that more in the postmortem, so look forward to that. Volpe 0 for 3 tonight. Pereira 1 for 3. Peraza 0 for 3. And Rortvedt 0 for 2. Backing up Cole was Canley, Loaizaga, and Holmes. Holmes, ERA over 3 now. Loaizaga 0.56. Not too bad, or as Larry David would say, pretty good.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Mike says Giancarlo will be fine as long as he stays healthy. And I think that's the line of thinking that the Yankees are going with. I really do. Victor says if Spencer Jones has a good spring like the Martian, he should make the team. He uses the whole field and has sneaky speed. He needs Teacher Man. I agree with the Teacher Man. We have got to get him working with Spencer Jones. And then Jeannie says, would you take Young-Hoo Lee over Bellinger? So we talked about him a little bit. The problem is he's essentially in a double-A type league right now. He's a good contact hitter, and if the Yankees could get him at a cheap price, I wouldn't be opposed to it because he might be a good stopgap to Jones. But I think Bellinger's the way to go, man. I think Bellinger's going to hit 40-plus home runs in Yankee Stadium for the next 5 years, and he's a 300 hitter, you know? And he's dangerous. You pitch around Judge or you pitch around, whoever. You've got Bellinger, whoever you want to protect. So, look, you don't want to face Bellinger with Judge on first base. So you're going to give Judge pitches to hit. Or, you don't want to face, you get 3-1 in the count to Bellinger with Judge hitting behind him. You're going to give him something to hit because you don't want him to hit with Judge on, or you don't want him on base with Judge up. So he's going to get more pitches to hit. Just pairing a lefty with Aaron Judge. Like it should have been Bryce Harper, but I'll settle for Bellinger. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Yankees win again.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.